Hello, and welcome back to our discussion over the currency pair Euro USD. In our last video, we briefly went over some key facts about the currency pair and started to get a brief understanding of the history and everything between the two currencies. Today we'll be going behind the currency chaos and going a little bit more in depth about some key events throughout time that had major swings between the pair. We're going to jump right in here and look at our first event, which was the Brexit referendum in 2016. This was a huge deal. This was in June of 2016 when the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union. This was an unprecedented matter at the time and really changed the European Union's world stage. This was the first time they had really shown a crack in their armor, and this caused a whole host of issues, including issues between the Euro-USD set. The euro weakened due to uncertainty over European Union stability. As mentioned, this was the first time anything of this nature has ever really happened, so there was a lot of uncertainty about could the European Union hold on to its power after one of its major members left. This in turn strengthened the United States dollar as it was seen as a safe haven, somewhere safe, calm, and stable to keep money. This was one of the biggest changes that we have seen in recent memory between any currency pair. This leads us quickly into event 2, which happened a few short years later during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. This changed everything. I don't think I need to be the one to tell you just how disastrous COVID-19 was for global markets. In March 2020, lockdowns began worldwide. And in the United States, specifically, the federal government cut interest rates to near zero, which caused the United States dollar to strengthen very quickly. And this caused a lot of people to pour money into the United States. Eventually, the European Union did rebound with stimulus checks that caused the euro to rebound against the dollar. Going on into event 3 with the Fed rate hikes of 2022. This was when the United States Federal Reserve raised rates aggressively to try to stave off some of the inflation that had become rampant during the COVID-19 pandemic. When this happened, the United States dollar strengthened very, very quickly against the euro. And for the first time in 20 years, the Euro-USD actually hit parity. And then finally, the most recent was in the Russia-Ukraine war in 2022 when that finally started. In February of 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. This caused a whole host of issues within Europe, specifically for the euro, an energy crisis. Russia is a part of OPEC, which is one of the major oil suppliers to the world and the main energy supplier. Their oil supplies most of the energy to the European Union. This, of course, caused the euro to weaken due to huge recession fears and the dependency on Russian gas, which was now being restricted from the war, as well as huge tariffs being put to try to curb some of the Russian aggression. This caused major swings for the euro, obviously causing the dollar to strengthen once again against the euro. Some of the final commentary I'll go over is a quick reflection and a quick forecast. So, surprising safe haven flows into the USD has reversed quickly when stability of the European Union returned. In the modern day, as far as the past decade goes, we've seen very quick spikes within the European Union of worry, where they have maybe not looked the strongest, which has caused their combined currency to weaken, especially against a very stable currency as into the US dollar. As far as a forecast goes, I do think this currency pair will recover if Fed cuts again in 2025, as they have continued to talk about, due to rising interest rates all over the United States. And I do still think, with as much uncertainty as there has recently been in Europe, obviously the Russia-Ukraine war is still going on, and with some questions about NATO, Article 5, and some other wars that are going on, geopolitical risk could still weigh on the euro, which could still make it weak against the dollar. And then finally, I'll go over a quick set of references. I pull from the BBC News, CNBC, Reuters, the Financial Times, and the New York Times. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope this very brief dive into some of the big swings between this currency pair gave you a better understanding of how it sits in the global market. Thank you.